Hey, Tim.
Hey, Greg.
What's going on?
Not too much.
What's happening in June of 1993?
June of 93. It's fun to go back to June of 93.
It is.
I think a lot of stuff happened back in June of 93 that I can actually remember.
Pinnacle of my childhood, because that was when I graduated from high school.
That's right. Yeah, you were the year ahead of me, even though we're basically the same age. You got me by a year there.
Parents kicked me out of the house and said go to school.
I think I was just too immature. My parents was like, "Oh, we can't send this one to school." So, probably one of the biggest things that was kind of a pop culture thing was the movie that came out, Jurassic Park.
Huge movie.
Yeah.
I think I saw it, honestly, 7 or 8 times when it came out.
Yeah, it was a big deal. And I mean, this is a rare case of where I actually read the book prior to seeing the movie. I think the book came out in 1990, and then the movie obviously came out in June of 93. So I wasn't even that big of a reader at that point in my life, but something about the hype of it, or maybe it was a friend who said you really should read the book. Mm-hmm. It was really good. I really enjoyed the book, and then obviously seeing the movie, I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible.
I never read the book.
Okay.
So I didn't have any preconceived notions. Was it close? Was it good?
I mean, a lot of it I think was, it's 30 years ago, so my memory of it isn't fantastic, but I do think it was, it was on par with, the storyline that they followed, and I've since read a few of Michael Crichton's other books, which are very detailed, and so I think that's sort of the thing I took away from it, is there's like a ton of detail, like scientific detail, that in the movie adaptation they took some liberties and did some stuff there, but it was still awesome. I mean, it was fantastic.
So,
yeah.
I mean, when you had emailed me and said, oh, this might be a good topic, and I was like, no, Jurassic Park's not 30 years old. I was like, there's no, oh, dang, it is 30 years old.
Yeah. And I think we're going to run up against that a lot. Like over the next couple of years, it's just going to be like, and this is 30 years old, and this is 30 years old. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But what a great movie, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Steven Spielberg, right? Written by Michael Crichton, as you mentioned. Some of the actors, like, it's funny. The main people really weren't huge stars, but it seems like a lot of other people were, right?
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson, Richard Attenborough was Hammond.
Yeah.
And of course, Wayne Knight from Seinfeld fame.
Yeah. Having Newman in it was just great. He played the role perfectly of being the crazy, systems analyst.
Yeah.
And even his reactions, like I will never forget that reaction when he opens up the can of Barbasol. And he's just so excited. And like he sprays it in his hand and he's like, oh, it works. Just that little, very Newman-esque.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Good. And, having Jeff Goldblum in it too was fantastic. I mean, I don't know that he's ever shaken the role that he played as The Fly, where he's just a little bit twitchy and a little bit odd.
Nerdy and
Yeah. But he had some awesome moments in the movie. And one that I didn't realize this was an ad-libbed part of it, but there's the scene where he's trying to lure the T-Rex away by waving a flare.
Oh, yeah, on the back of the truck or something.
Yeah, like he runs away because it's attacking the kids. And apparently he just did that. That wasn't part of the script.
Oh, really?
He was just supposed to run away.
Oh,
and so he took an opportunity to try to be more heroic and try to, lure the T-Rex away from the kids. And it ended up obviously making it into the film, so it's pretty neat.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was a neat combination of CGI, which at the time was brand spanking new, and animatronics.
Yeah.
Because the Triceratops was an animatronic, and there were a lot of the scenes with the T-Rex were still, real, so to speak.
Yeah. And I heard that the robotic version of the T-Rex was kind of out in the rain a lot just because of the scenes they were shooting and where they were, the locations they were in. And because of all the water, some of the electronics would sort of short out and it would sort of spring to life unexpectedly.
How
so
awesome.
I guess there were a couple of times where, like the crew's eating their lunch and all of a sudden the T-Rex starts moving around. So that seems like it just added to the fear that robotic / CGI character created. So it's pretty awesome.
And I know that it was also, and I don't know how, like the timing, but the sound quality, right? The THX, right? It would blow you away in the beginning of the movie. Of the dinosaur, stomping, or the T-Rex stomping. It altogether was just a fantastic movie.
Yeah, and even the Foley. I mean, I read a little bit about like what other animals they would use to create the sound effects to simulate what a dinosaur might sound like.
Yeah.
And some of it was like growls from dogs and lions and elephants and all these different animals that they worked together to create these intense, scary sounds.
The velociraptor noises were so cool.
Yeah. And I think earlier I'd mentioned how like Crichton's book I think was a little more scientific than what the Hollywood interpretation was, and they talked a little bit about how like even the size of the velociraptors, they were bigger than what they actually probably were.
Yeah,
they're probably covered. They've since kind of theorized that maybe they were covered in feathers versus being more like the leathery sort of quality, but those just the fear factor of how intelligent they portrayed them and how that came through, that clever girl and just
when the two kids were in the kitchen and they opened the door, that was awesome.
And the clicking of the the one talon, so good.
Well, it did gross $1 billion.
It's unbelievable.
$1 billion, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the I thought this was kind of interesting. I mentioned Richard Attenborough he's the old guy, Hammond, who did the whole thing. But a couple other actors that were considered for the part: Clint Eastwood, Marlon Brando,
all right,
and Sean Connery.
All right. I think some of those could have worked, but I mean, having Attenborough, it really
fit the part.
Just fit so well. Yeah, I can't imagine one of those others fitting as well. But I think similarly, they had talked to Harrison Ford about possibly being the main doctor, and again, it probably would have worked, but he was so iconic in his other roles. Would the movie have created the same flair, that it had with having Sam Neill, I think is the actor.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
and he became that guy. Forevermore. He was always the doctor from Jurassic Park. So very cool. Very cool.
I was looking at some other things. So I didn't know this, but that Steven Spielberg was also filming Schindler's List at the same time. He would be editing at night and filming in the day, editing Jurassic Park, which we've done. But he rented 2 satellites through a Polish television station so that he could communicate back and forth. And they cost $1.5 million a week to utilize those satellites.
That's pretty amazing.
Which an iPhone FaceTime probably could do the whole trick today.
Yeah. And I think I'd heard that with the editing, he actually had brought in Industrial Light and Magic, Lucas's company, who obviously helped with the CGI part of it. And I think it was their animators that sort of convinced them to do CGI in the film rather than what the original plan was, which I thought was crazy, but apparently they were going to do stop motion.
I did see something about that.
And, then obviously they brought in this little clip, I guess, to kind of say, hey, we can do this.
By the way.
And Spielberg was blown away by it. And then fast forward to the end when he was trying to do the editing and also work on Schindler's List, I think that George Lucas jumped in and was also part of the sort of the editing and post-production and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. They worked together to create this $1 billion movie.
We'll have to look and see. Was this the last movie they did together?
Yeah, we could definitely report card that.
I'm just curious because they did so many. They collaborated quite a bit. So.
Now this is more just like a personal connection to it all. But when my wife and I had our honeymoon, we went to Kauai in Hawaii.
Oh, nice!
And it was one of the locations that they shot the movie. And we're on our honeymoon. And we're like, well, let's just spend money like it's water. And we did all these ridiculous things. And one of them was that we took a helicopter ride around the island.
Oh, very cool!
And they fly you through the valley that the helicopter kind of flies through at the beginning of the movie as they're flying into the island. And it was pretty amazing to be in a helicopter at all, let alone flying through, these cool areas of Kauai.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they're like, and this is where they shot Jurassic Park. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, that's amazing.
That is cool.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
That movie was out the entire summer. So who didn't see, it during the summer of 93? Multiple times at that, right?
Yeah.
I think I had taken, 3 dates to see it across the course of the summer. But I would always go with my friend. Yeah. And we, it eventually went to the Dollar movie theater towards the end of the summer. And then even then, I don't even know if Dollar movie theaters exist anymore, to be honest.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Even at the end, they actually were offering it free.
Wow.
They were just making enough off of concessions that they kept showing it. So my friend and I, we like, when I say we went 7, 8 times, it's probably like an understatement. Yeah. But we started coming up with a kind of like Rocky Horror Picture Show where we would say things knowing what the next line would be or what action was happening.
That's funny. Faster. Let's go faster.
Or like, watch your step when he trips in the mine. We would get every single time.
Yeah. Whereas the SUV's falling through the tree, you know where he's got to get to get away. Yeah, no, it was such a great movie. It left so many great memories of just the fun and magic of a world that couldn't possibly happen and happened in this sci-fi movie. But it was really amazing.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, you hear now of like genetic splicing of the potentiality of. I think it was the woolly mammoth. I heard they were going to potentially try to bring back.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're living in
there.
Jurassic Park.
We're there. Leave my woolly mammoth dead. Leave it alone. And every detail in that movie was just fantastic. That little video where they were like the little genetic thing jump. I mean, like everything in that was just so well done.
Yeah, amazing.
A+.
Yep.
The sequels, not so much. But.
Yeah. I did still enjoy the probably the reboot, the Jurassic World. There was enough time that had gone by. The sequels that followed the original, where it comes to the city and
New York City, I think, right?
Not as amazing. Yeah. I shouldn't say that. It was an amazing process to create the CGI and do everything that they did, but the storyline and everything, it just didn't hold up to the original because it was a sequel.
Well, there were other movies in 93, the summer of 93.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just Jurassic Park, if you can believe it. There was a movie, Sleepless in Seattle, with a little unknown actor by the name of Tom Hanks.
Right, that guy.
Meg Ryan, I think her name was.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I think that was her name.
Now, I can hold the dubious honors of never having seen this movie.
Really?
Yes, I somehow avoided ever seeing it. But you?
I did see it a long, long time ago. I remember a few scenes from it, but I feel like some of the You've Got Mail and Sleepless in Seattle, it kind of like crosses over because there was a lot of, in my mind, similarities. And whether or not there were, I can't remember, but they kind of blend together. Because I was going to say, there's that scene where they're up on the top of the building, and I'm like, no.
Wait a minute.
That's Sleepless in Seattle, or that's...
See, you just did it.
Yeah. You've Got Mail, so...
Another one of... I actually liked this movie quite a bit. It was a big flop because of Jurassic Park, but Last Action Hero with
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Did you see that one?
Oh, yeah.
It was so good. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And they had all the different, like in Terminator, it was Stallone instead of him. Like, there was just so many cameos and different little callbacks to other movies. I did like that movie a lot.
Yeah, it was fun. It was, I think, because it came out in the summer too. There was just so much build up to the action films in the summer during that, the 90s. And I mean, there's still an element of that, but I just feel like maybe because of my age, I got so excited about those big summer blockbuster movies. Even if they didn't turn into a blockbuster, I still was super excited to see it.
Yeah.
And I know I watched it a bunch of times. Like, it'd be on Sunday matinee movie or, whatever, or HBO weekend or something. And I'd always watch it, and I really liked it.
And actually, this is kind of a sad thing to know, but, Tina Turner just passed away.
Just recently,
but in 93 of June, there was a movie, a biopic, What's Love Got to Do with It, all about Tina Turner. So,
But that was the one with Angela Bassett and Larry Fishburne.
Correct. Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne is now tied with Lionel Richie in number of references in our podcast.
I think you're right. We'll have to see if Lawrence wants to join us.
There we go.
And then I think the last movie of note from that June of 93 was Dennis the Menace.
I was shocked. I put it to the list, added it to the list because it made $51 million.
That's pretty incredible.
I just was kind of blown away that it made that much money. But
did you see it?
I did not. Did you?
I feel like I might have seen bits and pieces of it.
Okay,
but I don't 100% remember. I feel like I'm drawing a blank on his name. He was in Grumpy Old Man.
Walter Matthau.
Yeah, Walter Matthau. He was
a great
in it,
actor.
Right?
Yeah, he was whatever.
The neighbor, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think I saw bits and pieces, but I don't remember the whole storyline. And the kid who played Dennis the Menace, I feel like he was in like one other movie of note, but I don't even remember the actor's name.
Oh, okay.
Do you?
Report card it now. Yeah.
All right. Well, there it is.
There. All the movies of note for June of 1993.
Nice. Hey, Greg.
Hey, Tim.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Still trapped in June of 93?
Oh, man. Talk about reliving it. It's a great month.
So good. There's so many awesome things that were going on.
We were just so plugged into the culture, right? I mean, I just feel that, that was our time.
Yeah. It's funny. I was thinking back to even like what I was driving, and I had sort of an odd car. I think I might have mentioned it before. I had a Subaru Brat.
Oh, yeah.
So 93, that was like the height of the Subaru Brat.
Yeah.
Just cruising around, going to the movies, driving to my summer job, doing all that.
Well, it's also funny because I just, looking at it, my twin boys just graduated high school. So 30 years later now, this is their June of their,
for you, graduating. Yeah, this is like, that's pretty awesome, actually.
A little weird. I'm old.
So what else happened back in June of 93?
There was a lot going on, actually. You remember Connie Chung? I think everybody remembers Connie Chung. Yeah. She joined Dan Rather as anchor of CBS Evening News.
All right.
And I got a little weird bit of Connie Chung trivia. She's married to Maury Povich.
As you were saying that, I was like, my brain was like tick, tick, tick. And I was like, I think I know where you're going. And Maury Povich. Yeah. And I wonder if they're still married. Do you know?
We'll have to report card it. Yeah.
We'll have to find out.
Boy, did he marry up.
Yeah. So also in the beginning of the month, Prince celebrated his birthday.
Okay.
And in doing so, he decided to do something amazing, as Prince loves to do. And that was change his name to an unpronounceable symbol.
It's so meta.
Yep. There it is.
It was so unique, and you laughed at him at first.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's okay. He's Prince or something.
And I mean, from the standpoint of making yourself unique and making yourself stand out, how better than by doing something no one else has done,
ever done before?
Way to go, Prince.
Yeah, I think he won that debate of whether he was weird or not.
Yeah,
I think he's like, you know what?
Let's close the book on that one. We now know.
Yeah. On June 9th, the Stanley Cup Finals finished up, and the Montreal Canadiens beat the LA Kings 4-1. to win their 24th Stanley Cup championship. The Yankees fans like to talk a lot, blah, blah, blah. But, the Montreal Canadiens have, a little bit of bling in their closet.
A little bit, yeah. And I think the local teams, even, your Jersey Devils or the Philadelphia Flyers, we're not anywhere near 24.
The three the Devils have is great and pretty impressive, but...
It's been quite a few years since Philadelphia sniffed the... Stanley Cup, so it's been a while.
Maybe next year.
Maybe. So that brings us to the middle of the month, June 13th. Hulk Hogan defeated Yokozuna for the WWF Championship.
I think you have that backwards. I think Yokozuna defeated...
I should put my reading glasses on because I'm now an old man.
Well, we don't want to receive all that email that we messed up, right? We want to cut that off.
Play the rewind sound. Yokozuna beats Hulk Hogan to become the WWF champion.
On June 14th, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is nominated to the United States Supreme Court by President Bill Clinton, RBG.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
It was.
On June 20th, the NBA Finals, Chicago Bulls became the first team since the legendary Boston Celtics of the 60s to win 3 consecutive titles, with a 99-98 victory in Game 6 over the Phoenix Suns. And I think we can guess who our MVP was. One Michael Jordan.
And that was, if I'm correct, because I think you're a little bit of a bigger basketball fan than I was, but that was the year before he first retired, right? As we, I think, mentioned. Well, didn't he retire after this? I think. And then, but his last shot was to win the championship.
Yeah. Which
is why I was shocked that he came back, because, him jumping up over John Stockton, maybe? Wait, who was? Oh, the Suns. No. I thought the last winning shot was done by Michael Jordan, and he rode off into the sunset.
Yeah, it all sounds right, but we might have to verify.
I'll have to look into that. Yeah, see who took that winning shot.
Yeah.
And then finally, on June 23rd, a very big event happened when a Miss Lorena Gallo Bobbitt amputates her husband's hoo-ha. Her husband being John Wayne Bobbitt. So that was quite the big news. Have no fear, it was reattached.
Yes. Definitely got a lot of news related to that for many, many months, I think.
It was, yeah. A lot of jokes constantly, and and then the trial, and then everything that happened afterwards. It was a pretty big deal.
Yeah. And that wraps up our events for June of 1993.
Yes, Tim, it's time to play our favorite game of What's in the Box.
Yes, and this will be a 1993 edition of What's in the Box.
So shall we see what is in the box?
Let's do it.
All right. So do you want to explain what you've got here, or should we just go with it?
All I'll say is that all the items in here are from 93.
Awesome.
So go from there.
Let's see. This feels like a CD.
All right.
Let's see. A 1993 CD. Oh, I think I had this. The Breeders.
Yes.
Album Last Splash.
Yeah, I think Cannonball was probably the big song on that album.
That was, yeah. That was a pretty good album. It's got the strawberry. It looks like, the first glance you might think it's a strawberry because it looks like it's got seeds on it, but actually it's like a heart with like dark red blood on it, which is a pretty good album cover.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I saw them in concert.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, they opened it up for Nirvana.
Oh, wow.
And it was at Lehigh University back in the day.
Nice.
And my girlfriend really wanted to see the Breeders and was into Nirvana, but not nearly as much as I was.
Right.
And she wasn't feeling great after the Breeders and kind of wanted to leave a little early. And I was like, no, sorry. We got to see Nirvana.
Here's the keys. Go wait in the car.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good show. Both the Breeders and Nirvana.
Yeah,
a really good show.
They did.
So, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this must have been. Well, did you see that? Was this 93?
I'm gonna have to pull the ticket stub and see if it was. Yeah, it might have been in 93, possibly 94. I'm not sure.
So was it their? Oh my God, I'm blanking. The Baby in the Water. What album?
Well, Nevermind was the main album that hit.
Yeah.
To the public. Bleach was their first album, and then in 93 was when their second studio album came out, which was In Utero.
So do you think it was what like tour was it then? Did you get a T-shirt?
I did get a T-shirt. It was like the classic, like just the woman, the see-through sort of
torso.
Yeah, with the wings and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And it's not fared terribly well. It looks pretty bad.
Yeah,
but,
you wore it a few times.
Yeah, a couple times.
Nice.
So, all right, I will
go
take a spin, even though I know what most of these things are because they were mine. I'll try to pull something a little bit different. Okay, here we go.
What's in the box, Tim?
So this is from my summer job. Service merchandise. I'm here to give you friendly service with my name on it. So.
Now I notice your full name, Timothy, is listed there. Yeah. Did they ask you, do you want your full name? Do you want Timmy?
Yeah, they just printed it.
They didn't care.
That's what they gave me.
Okay.
Although we were prone to just leaving our badges in the drawer. And so I was Ryan most days.
Just grabbing
whatever is in there. This one doesn't have it, but for a long time I had the in-training badge across the bottom.
Ooh.
And then if you did all of your training, eventually you got the certified electronics specialist across the bottom. I had both of those. I liked using the in-training one, though, because then, people didn't care what you said. And SMC was their little, acronym that they wanted you to smile.
Okay.
Make eye contact and continually greet all customers. Okay. Hello, welcome, hello, welcome, hello. How can I help you? Can I help you? Hello. Continuous. It got very tedious.
I can imagine, yeah. I mean, how many times are you supposed to welcome the same person?
Exactly.
Well, I feel like that when you walk into some stores, they kind of have the similar thing, like Five Guys. Like they might all say welcome to you when you walk in. Like I think some certain stores, do that kind of thing, which is cool.
I think there's a place called Moe's, and they just yell, "Welcome to Moe's."
Yeah. Moe's is good. Yeah. People like Chipotle, whatever it is. but
You prefer Moe's?
I definitely prefer Moe's.
All right.
Big time.
Good to know.
Should we go back to the box?
Yeah, let's do at least one more.
At least one more.
Yeah.
You put this together. I'm gonna dig around. I'm gonna make a mess.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm trying to find something. What is this? Am I breaking something?
No, go for it.
Awesome. This is I need my reading glasses. 1993 ATYA Storm Seasonal and Tournament second place trophy for basketball awarded to a young Mr. Tim Feather.
Yeah, there it is.
Very nice. What position did you play on the basketball team?
I was a forward.
Okay.
I did not make the high school team, so a bunch of my friends and I, we found a local municipality that didn't have a basketball team.
Yeah, sure.
And so we told them we wanted to play, and one of the kids who was on the varsity team's mom was our coach. So her son didn't even play on the team, but she was our coach. And it was awesome because she would just say, "Oh, you 5 guys go play." And then at a certain time, she'd pull all them out and put the other 5 guys in. The next 5 in. And we had such a blast. It was such a good time.
Oh, that's nice.
We were the Storm.
The Storm.
Yeah.
Did you pick that name?
I'll be honest, I don't remember the exact details of how the name came to be. But I'll have to ask my one friend. I'm sure he knows the story behind it still. Right. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And,
I bet. Yeah, like a rec league, right?
Yeah. We did it for 2 years, and it was a lot of fun. So.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. The second year, we actually had official jerseys. The first year, we just had T-shirts with our number and Storm across it. But the second year, we got these over the top, professional looking, jerseys. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah. And then they had I think it must have been either when we got these trophies or maybe it was the second year, we had to go to the municipal awards ceremony kind of thing. Oh. And it was really funny because we had some other school thing we needed to get to. And they made an announcement. Well, we're going to give the Storm their recognition first. They have some other thing they need to do. We kind of felt bad, but okay, we're just blowing in, grab our stuff and go. But anyway, it was a good time.
You were the Storm.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well played.
All right. What's in the box,
Let's
Tim?
See what else we got here. All right. Let's go with this.
Ooh.
All right. So I have a audio cassette.
What is that?
This was a band from my high school.
Oh, okay.
They went by Meat Leaf. The album was Free Mandela, Please Take One. And I would go and see these guys on a Friday night. They performed at a place called Scarlet's, which was an underage, open mic kind of place. And I don't even know how many tracks are on it. I think, let me just see if I can give you a rough number. All right, so their B-side is 15 songs. A-side has 17.
Wow, that is a very, very busy.
Yeah, so they laid down a lot of tracks. A fair number were covers.
I was going to ask a number of covers.
Yeah, a lot of Nirvana covers.
Okay.
And then a fair number of original pieces.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you want, I'll play just a moment's worth.
I think that would be fantastic. My question is, are they still together?
I don't believe that they are. No, I don't think so.
Could we get a reunion of Meat Leaf?
Yeah, I'll have to reach out to Jesse, Cody, and Greg and see if they're willing to.
Maybe they could just do one show, All
right, let's see what we got here. Now this is an audio cassette, so it's bending a little bit. So there's some garage band quality music.
I was going to say, I can't believe they didn't get signed. I mean, in the time of garage bands, this was the time of garage bands, right?
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed going to see them play and stuff. So
I think it's great. I was in a garage band for a little while, in my high school days, and just the idea of you're just being creative and goofing off and putting stuff together is such a great feeling.
Yeah.
It's good for that. Good for Meat Leaf.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I think we have time for one more.
All right, one more.
One more in what's in the box.
All right.
So let's see. What is in the box? I'm going for something a little different here. Now, you know what? I did different last. Well, I don't want to break anything. I gotta go with the CD. I know this is CD.
Yeah.
I'm a music junkie. So, what do we got here? This is Oh my God, I can't
looks like you have Tool's Undertow in your hand right there.
Oh, okay. I was not a big Tool fan, but this looks like, is this like one of their first?
I think it's their first major album that, got a lot of airplay. I think they had another Opiate, I think was out before that.
Okay.
But this was the one where, I don't know if you remember this video on MTV, but it was like stop motion of this little kind of creature guy that had like pipes with like, it looked like meat flowing through the pipes and stuff. It was a very bizarre video.
Really?
Anyway, if you don't remember, but that was the probably the most known of the songs that were played.
I bet you if
MTV.
I saw it, I would probably recognize it. Yeah. It does have the love ballad Prison Sex on it.
Yeah.
So that one I remember.
Yeah, and Sober was the one, I think that was the video.
The Sober. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah. I think you should do one more just because we've got, the time to do it.
All right.
So what's in the box, Tim?
All right. Okay, so I've grabbed, this is, I'll let you take a look at that. This was my ID from the racquetball club that I belong
to. Cool.
Yeah. There it is.
That is awesome. You look very happy in this particular photo, Tim. You a big racquetball guy?
I actually was. I think it was probably like 12 or 13. I started playing racquetball and I played all through. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I know we've chatted about possibly playing pickleball.
Yes.
So
yes.
Just so you know, I've got a little bit of pseudo experience in a racket game, not necessarily pickleball. So.
Do you think if you went back, they would renew you?
Well, what's ironic is that the place that I used to go to has been taken over by like a sports medicine facility, and I had to take my daughter in for an appointment in that very building where I used to play racquetball.
Oh, nice.
And it was so weird. I'm like, I wish it was still a racquetball court, but yeah, it's a physical therapy and doctor's office now. So.
That is a great photo of you, by the way.
I think I was out in the sun a little too much. I'm pretty orange.
Yeah.
Although I was super happy because this must have been later in '93. I was showing off my teeth with no braces.
Oh, so that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Early '93, I still had my silver teeth.
Happy to be.
Cover up my teeth all the time. So.
Well, those are just some fantastic things. And thanks for playing. I love when you play the game. All right.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Tim.
I think it's time for our report card.
That sounds about right to me. During the episode, we were curious if Lucas and Spielberg had collaborated after Jurassic Park and Schindler's List. Right. And yes, they do still frequently collaborate, most recently on the latest installment of the Indiana Jones franchise, The Dial of Destiny, due out later this summer, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, should be exciting.
All right.
We also talked about the movie Dennis the Menace, and I was sort of mentioning the actor who played Dennis. I couldn't remember, and I thought he might be in another movie. That actor's name was Mason Gamble, and I thought that he was in a movie that was with John Ritter called The Problem Child.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
But it turns out that was a different actor. It was an actor named Michael Oliver.
So, oh, okay. Yeah. So two totally different, annoying, precocious children.
Yep, that it is.
All right. And I, for some reason, had this vague memory of Michael Jordan's last shot in his first retirement being a game winner. Mm-hmm. But I was wrong. Horace Grant hit John Paxson with a perfect pass, and Paxson made a three-pointer with 3.8 seconds left, giving the Bulls the 99-98 lead. What's very interesting is Paxson's three-point field goal was the only score by a Bulls player other than Michael Jordan in the fourth quarter. So Michael Jordan did have he carried them in that fourth quarter.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah. He also did announce his first retirement in October of that year.
Nice. I had mentioned that I went to a Nirvana concert, and the Breeders were the opening act when we were talking about that. And I did confirm I found the ticket stub. Mm-hmm. It was, in fact, November 9th of 93 that I saw them.
Fantastic.
And I think it's crazy, but It was just the reality. The ticket price, $18.50.
Unbelievable.
And I think we both wish that concerts were still only $18.50.
Yeah. I was looking at getting some tickets to see Aerosmith's last final tour or whatever, and it's not $18.50.
No,
is all I'll say.
Put maybe a couple more zeros after that. Right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And finally, we were curious if the power couple of Kalani Chung and Maury Povich were still together. And yes, they are still together after 36 years of marriage. So congratulations.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So final grade?
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence, but A+.
Sounds good.
All right.
Can't get enough Latch-Key Dad content? Well, check out latchkeydads.com.
That's right, Greg. On our website, we've got a plethora of photos from each episode, as well as other interesting links to content that we talk about on the show.
Yeah, Tim, I really enjoy all the pictures that you put up there, as they really bring the episode home.
Yeah, I guess I'm not afraid to show those embarrassing photos of my childhood. So, yeah, we encourage you to check out the website, latchkeydads.com, for all that content.
Excellent. And if you have a moment, check out our shop page where we've got really cool keychains for sale. If you don't know what to get your dad for Christmas, the holidays, Father's Day, birthday, check it out. It's a cool gift. Tim, did you know that listeners should like, review, and subscribe to the Latch-Key Dads podcast?
No. But now I know.
No,
No, he's at the bottom.